think the Sisters of Charity agreed to pay $5 million to the redress of the people who had been abused found to have been abused by sort of the clergy. I think the fact that they failed to that is a financial failure, but I think it's bigger than that, Ryan. I think that there is a significant failure of atonement there, to use that word. I think
so would you say if they said, OK, we acknowledge that is an issue. There's a check.
I think there's a huge hurt, though, and huge anger from people
I couldn't agree with you more, but to be cold for a moment and say, there's a check, sorry, we were delayed, we made a mistake, but there you are. Do you say, right, now the hospital, get going?
No, I don't.
So now there's another layer.
There is. So I think those two things, but I think the big thing is about the ethos. There is a long history, truthfully, of conflict between the church and providing women's health in this country. And I'm not even just talking about the Eighth Amendment or those types of things. The church does not approve of contraception, sterilisation, IVF. And
you know that you heard Rona Mahoney talking about the triple lock, that there will be no religious interference in the hospital.
I remember working as a student in Holles Street back in the day when obstetricians still had to make things up in order to be able to do a sterilisation on a woman. I remember even when contraception was legal in this country when I was in college, that you'd go to a GP but you wouldn't know if they were going to give it to you or not.
Oh, another country, arguably.
Well, what I would say is I think it's not acceptable that women have to continue to fight for healthcare in this country. And I think if you make the nuns the owners of the National Maternity Hospital, where all they deal with is women's health and sexual health, there is going to be points of conflict. How could there not be?
There has to be some resolution that doesn't allow women to have to go through what is now fast becoming borderline an indignity to be giving birth in what's essentially a Georgian house in the 21st, in 2017. Now we're into the 21st century, and now we have this state-of-the-art thing ready to go, and tonight we're gone again.
It seems
arguably.
To me quite logical that the sisters owe some money to the state. The state wants to buy a plot of land on the sisters' site at St Vincent's. That's not rocket science. Let's buy a plot of land, let's own the hospital, and let the hospital be there for the women of Ireland.
It's that simple.